me begin by thanking you for actively seeking out more information on the data-driven elements of personalized learning. While data may not be every educator's favorite topic, its benefits for effectively facilitating a lesson or unit cannot be overemphasized. Now, before we begin, it's important to note that data is clearly only as effective as its ability to accurately assess whatever it is an educator is attempting to measure. This video does not delve into how to create accurate assessments. Instead, our focus here is to identify what type of assessments to create and then to look at the application of that data towards driving a personalized learning unit. While there are a myriad of possible data points an educator can assess, this video will focus on 3 general categories and delve further into each as we go. These 3 include pre-assessment data, formative assessment data, which leads to summative results, and reflection data. Pre-assessment data collection over a unit's key terms or skills aids teachers in identifying each student's baseline understanding of these unit-specific concepts. That data then guides both teachers and students as they collaborate on creating a personalized learning experience that caters to the individual's specific academic needs. It is recommended that these assessments carry little to no point value towards a student's grade, which helps to decrease test anxiety and increase assessment accuracy. In a personalized learning unit, it is imperative that this information be given to students, as personalization often entrusts each student to independently make decisions about his or her learning. For example, students may determine which resources to use, or which practice activities he or she seeks out. A student may also be in control of the duration of time he or she allocates to each concept and activity, and he or she needs this data to help guide those decisions. To say it plainly, students don't always know what they don't know, which is a problem when that student is now in charge of designing the learning process. This is why effective pre-assessment tools play a major role in personalization. Additionally, do not overlook the benefit this data has for teachers as well. As teachers shift into more of a guide-on-the-side role, student-teacher interactions become richer, but only to the degree that the teacher understands the student's strengths and weaknesses. For example, in our freshman English course, we will ask knowledge, comprehension, and some application level questions on a pre-assessment and distribute an equal number of questions for each key term being covered in the unit. Students then take the assessment, and as we share the data with the students, we discuss what that data reveals about areas of strength, but also areas to focus on improving. Next, we walk students through a myriad of differentiated options we've made available to support them in their learning and demonstrated mastery of those concepts. Students then use the data to determine what they need to work on, and they create a unit calendar to utilize those resources and address their specific needs. As educators, we all understand the ways in which formative practice should prepare students for summative success. However, what can be tricky about this data point in a personalized unit is that as you differentiate to allow for voice and choice in assessment methods, you'll need to frame those student choice options with content standard guidelines to make sure that the students are not only reaching the knowledge and comprehension level, but also preparing themselves to demonstrate their learning in a higher order context on a differentiated summative. Additional questions to ask yourself regarding the collection and employment of this data in a personalized learning unit may include: when and how will I collect all the formative assignments? If all formatives share a common deadline, how quickly will I be able to grade and then provide feedback on these assignments? Will that timeline hinder student progress? If the formative data reveals holes in student understanding of key concepts, how will you efficiently and effectively remediate skill development? Your data should allow you to identify students who need help, so how will you reach that specific target group? Keep in mind, your intervention needs to be timely, as students will likely begin working on summative assignments that target the exact same skills. Now, these are all questions that take trial and error to arrive at an approach that works for you in your classroom. And while to some they may seem daunting, the process of problem solving in search of a solution to these hurdles is part of the fun and challenge of shifting to a personalized model. In my experience, student feedback has been the primary driving factor in the evolution of this style of teaching. I've had student comments lead to significant alterations in the classroom design, instructional materials, and remediation support systems. Furthermore, the positive student feedback has been authentic and powerful towards prompting other educators to personalize portions of their own classroom practices. Therefore, it's imperative to provide students with the opportunity to reflect on your assignments, resources, support systems, classroom layout, etc. at the conclusion of the unit. This anecdotal data can be collected through class discussion, Google Forms surveys, or even video interviews, and differentiating those feedback opportunities is also a possibility. I'll close this video with a few video reflections students provided detailing their experience in a personalized learning unit. Thanks for watching and allowing data to drive your practices.